Hello there. Welcome back to another live stream. Be the boss of your money is the name of the stream, and it's all about helping you become better with your money. I want you to become the boss of your money, not your money to become the boss of you. You know, it's very easy for that to happen, for your money to become the boss of you. It's actually too easy. You know, things happen, debts pile up. We wait for another day, another day. Just want to make sure I can add LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn, welcome to you as well. My name is Mitch Goldberg. I am the uh, financial advisor, proprietor, founder of Client First Strategy, my investment firm. I have a live stream that you're watching now. It's called Be the Boss of Your Money. It's about personal finance, financial literacy, investing tips, business strategy. Sometimes just about live streaming and technology. And I did a product review on this new mic I'm using. It's called the Shure. I should get the name of it. The Shure MV7 mic. And I love the mic. I love the way it makes my voice sound. It gives me that rich, deep, podcasty / radio announcer voice. So I'm loving this mic. We're going to talk about something a little different today. I want to talk to you about my dashboard. A dashboard for an investor is simply a set of data points that you not just look at once, but that you're very familiar with. So you might not look at it all day, but in just an instant, you could tell what has changed on the dashboard. I have a lot of information on my dashboard, but I've also been in my industry for over 30 years. So if I may say, I am used to absorbing a lot of information very quickly. I've gotten good at filtering things out. And excuse me, I have a little stuffy today. I know I can tell you what's happening with the market, inflation, things like that. Not just because, I looked at the Dow and the Dow is up, 100 points or 200 points in a day. That's not what I mean. I mean, I could actually see things coming around the corner that help make me I think a better investor in terms of risk aversion or accepting more risk because of the dashboard, and I start to see trends evolve. And I think it's made me a better financial advisor, and I think it'll help you if you know what it is. So we're going to talk about a dashboard, what it is, why you should have it. I'm going to show you my dashboard, so you are welcome to take anything from mine that you want. If you have any questions, please hit me up in the comments. I'd love to answer your questions. That is, to me, the best part of the live stream. If you're watching this in the replay, I'd like to welcome you and certainly ask me your questions in the comments below, and I will definitely see those. So let's roll the quick intro, and then we're going to get into the dashboard. Okay, welcome back. You're watching Be the Boss of Your Money. My name is Mitch Goldberg. I greatly appreciate you spending some time with me. I do know your time is valuable, and I want to make it worthwhile every single day. So I do these live streams every day. I love teaching. I love networking. I love the technology. I put it all together, and to me, this is a joy. So if you're sharing this joy with me, then I appreciate you even more. You have any questions, hit me in the comments. Words of wisdom and words of encouragement are always appreciated. Hey, tell me how I'm coming in, by the way. I'm testing, not testing. I have a new mic. We're not testing it anymore. I love this mic. It's the Shure MV7. Getting into live streaming gear and cameras, mics, lights, boom arms. I mean, this is all part of the fun. It's part of the journey, and I love playing with this stuff. So we're going to talk about my dashboard. I think every investor should have a dashboard because it helps you become familiar with a couple of things, like the intersection of the economy and Wall Street, politics and Wall Street, how other investors are feeling. It tells you where money's going. It tells you where a trend is starting to take shape. It's telling you how a trend could start to end. And I think having a dashboard, I mean, I could look at my dashboard and tell you exactly what's going on in the world in news, let alone, what's happening in the market. To me, markets speak about humanity. They speak, I know this is kind of deep. You're like, Mitch, it's just markets. No, but markets and finance are a direct reflection of investor psychology, human psychology. I know investor psychology is human psychology, but they all work together. And that's really important for you to know. So without further ado, let's take a look. I'm going to share screen. We're going to skip the usual updates. I just want to get into the dashboard. I want to do it fast. I want you to get value. So we had a nice rebound today after yesterday's first day trading hit to the markets. And you see the Dow is up, the S&P up a little, NASDAQ up almost 1%. Russell 2000 small cap stocks had the best performance of the major averages. And the VIX is a little below, well, it's not below 25 yet. I really want to see the VIX get back below 25, low 20s, and that would give me a little comfort. The VIX basically tells you that professionals, when the VIX goes up, professionals are looking to pay more money to hedge their portfolios. It's a fear gauge. It's a worry indicator. So let's take a look at some of the things that I am looking at. So the first thing I look at is metals. I would say it's one of the first things. It depends on what I want to see first. But what I always look at how gold is doing. You see gold up 0.3%, but silver had a good day. Copper they call copper Dr. Copper because it's used in so many applications, construction. When copper goes up, that means economic activity is increasing. It happens to be that manufacturing numbers out of the United States showed another increase. It's like the third month in a row. It's manufacturing is going pretty good right now. Platinum moving up, palladium moving up. And then the other important things to look at is the bond market. This is really critical. The 10-year treasury, that is 0.95%. It keeps getting close to 1% and backing off. I'm getting ready for this to hit 1% and never look back. And the reason I say that is because the Fed continues to be accommodative. The Fed puts out a ton of stimulus. We just had another stimulus package passed by Congress. And, so that's a new stimulus package coming. But, I've been saying for a while, my base case is the economy starts to rebound mid-year in 2021. So we should have a strong second half of the year. And at that point, my base case is inflation starts to pick up maybe above the comfort level of the Fed. And then the Fed has to decide, is that a new level of inflation that's going to be with us for a long time? Or is it just because of short-term pent-up demand after the pandemic? And then inflation goes right back down. So it's going to be like a game of chicken with the Fed and inflation. All right. So, but the 10-year treasury. And then the next thing I look at that is really important is I have all of my stocks. And well, there's actually a word here for dashboard. So we look at the dashboard and I have the breakdown of the different sectors in the stocks that I'm looking at. This is not, oh, you know why? I have my screen a little too blown up to get everything in there. Okay, so I'm going to make my screen a little bit smaller. Hopefully you can eyeball this and see with me. But first thing is there are 11 sectors of the market. So I have stocks that represent the sectors. I look at stocks like Boeing. See, Boeing is a winner of the day. That stock has been getting hit pretty hard the last few days. These are the industrials on the left. So I look at all the industrials. And what I want to see is, like, for example, UPS and FedEx are down today. They tell me something, what's happening. Lockheed Martin is a defense company, defense contractor. CSX is a railroad. When I start to look at these, it formulates in my mind very quickly what's happening with the economy, or at least what's expected to happen with the economy. Okay, we got a like out there from Judy. Only a like, Judy? I see a like there, but not a heart. She usually gives me a heart. She's over there, right over there. Okay, so I follow energy stocks, and today was a big day for energy, and this is pretty substantial. Oil touched above. Brent hit above 50. Texas West Texas Intermediate WTI is almost 50. So oil is starting to catch a bit. So I follow the oil stocks, and you see Conoco, Chevron, ExxonMobil, Hess. I follow all of the oil stocks. In my mind, I separate the majors like Chevron and Exxon from the rest of them. And then consumer staples. Consumer staples, you'd think Procter and Gamble, the companies that make toilet paper, toothpaste, food, things that you need. Pepsi is in here. You see Pepsi, Hain, Celestial, ConAgra. Industrials and energy are economically sensitive. So when they have a good day, that tells me that maybe there's something good happening in the economy. Okay. Got a comment out here. Handsome and brilliant. Thank you. It's good to know that the one person watching my live stream is my wife and gives me handsome and brilliant. Thank you very much, sweetie. I really appreciate that. Beautiful girl. And financials. So I follow a lot of the major financial companies, from Travelers, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. You see what I'm talking about, though, right? And then I get into healthcare, communications, technology. See technology over here. I'm going to go back to the list. I think it's a little bit easier for me to show you this, make the screen a little bit bigger. So I have industrials. Let's take a look at the healthcare stocks. Okay, Henry Schein, Biogen, Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson's expected to come out with a COVID vaccine in the next couple of weeks that works with one dose. So once that's out, I do expect to see other vaccine makers pull back, because what you're going to start to see is, we've been talking about this here in Be the Boss of Your Money, is maybe a glut of vaccines. Okay. Right now, there's clearly not, but that could change, in the next month or so. So Zoetis, CVS, I know CVS could be consumer staples, but I have it in healthcare. Amgen, Seattle Genetics. So you see these are just a lot of stocks. Moderna down over $2 today. So I follow healthcare. I follow industrials. I follow stocks in all the major sectors. I follow materials. So one thing I follow is lithium. Now, if you think about Tesla, and if you think about your our smartphones, our tablets, phones, everything runs on lithium. I mean, you think everything runs on oil and natural gas. In today's day and age, it's all about lithium. So when you track lithium, not only is that a good indicator for the economy, but I think lithium tells you, as far as electronic devices, that's a good indicator. If you see lithium go up, it means a lot of people are buying phones, electrified vehicles, etc. And you have the REMX, that's the VanEck, rare earth materials. Okay, U.S. Steel, DuPont, Dow Chemical is in here. Got a whole bunch of stocks. Copper. You see, this is JJC. That's the ETF that follows copper. That's up 2.5%. That's a pretty big day for copper. Okay, so I'm following materials based. If you just look at materials now, you would think, and materials have been trending upward, that inflation is most likely on the way, and I'm getting the same feeling from energy. So this reinforces my base case that we might not get inflation for 6 months or 8 months, but investors are going to get ahead of that and start to, be positioned before it actually hits. So what else do we have? If you take a look at the consumer discretionary stocks, so Airbnb, Uber, Dick's Sporting Goods, DoorDash, Crocs. It's a pretty eclectic group of stocks. But lately, these stocks, consumer discretionary, have been doing very, very well. RL is for Ralph Lauren. GM is General Motors. I know GM, cars you might think is a necessity, but it's considered discretionary by the company that puts together the major indices. Okay, S&P Global. So that is what I look at, and I think you should have a dashboard of your own. It doesn't have to be a huge dashboard, but I would definitely include the 10-year Treasury. I would include the Dow, the NASDAQ, the Russell 2000. I would include gold, copper, and then slowly add to it. I don't mean just a dashboard is just limited to just the stocks that you have in your account. I'm talking about having a dashboard with lots of economic indicators, because when you get very familiar with these indicators, even if you don't look at them for days, weeks, you're so familiar with it. It's like seeing an old friend, and you see where things are heading. I look at this stuff a lot, but it doesn't mean I'm looking at this stuff all day long. I do have real work to do as well, and I don't think it helps me to look at this stuff all the time. My watch list 14, just never bothered to change the name, but here I have some eclectic things. Canopy Growth is a pot stock ETF. Tilray, YOLO. YOLO is another pot stock ETF. Tilray is a pot stock. These are emerging market ETF, international dividend paying dividend stock ETF, and these are all doing quite well. So when I see that, it gives you the indication that international markets are doing well. The global economy, in a lot of ways, is starting to pick up, and manufacturing is picking up in places like China as well as the United States. So there's a lot of pent up demand. People are people are getting out there. They're spending money. It's obviously the travel and leisure industries haven't recovered yet. But I think there's so much pent up demand for experiences. I think people are buying a lot of stuff now. We were becoming the experiential economy, and I think people will get back to that, and it's going to happen pretty quickly. So, reopening stocks, I show this group almost every day. And these are the stocks that are travel and leisure, economically sensitive stocks that should do well when the economy reopens. And you have United Airlines, Cinemark Holdings, Royal Caribbean, Delta, Southwest Airlines, Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is almost at its year high. Carnival Cruise, Marriott Hotels. So that gives you an idea of what the street is thinking, Wall Street investors, your fellow investors are thinking in terms of where should money go. And these stocks aren't up every day. They've had plenty of down days, of course, but over the last few months, it's blatantly obvious that the trend is up, and the trend is your friend. And that's because I follow my dashboard every single day. So you want a dashboard. I probably have a lot more data points on my dashboard than most people. And these are like the basics. I have more sophisticated, complicated indicators and data points to look at. But I want to show you another list that I show you every day here is the FANG plus M, Apple, Amazon, Google. These are the biggest companies in the world, and that are also in America's biggest companies, Microsoft, Netflix. They overall had a pretty good day yesterday. Today rather, after having a tough day yesterday. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen. All right. So by the way, thank you for sticking with me. If you have any questions, please hit me up in the comments. A dashboard is really important for all investors to have, if anything, just for the educational value. Even if you are a straight up passive index investor, I still think having a dashboard with just the passive investments, whether they be ETFs or mutual funds, that is still important to have. You should know what's happening with the economy, with the stock market. And if you watch the dashboard, for example, especially my dashboard, you would understand why the stock market went up from late March till now while the economy was falling apart, because you realize that the economics, the way the S&P 500 is structured, the biggest companies benefited from the pandemic, from the lockdown environment that we were in, and the S&P is market cap weighted, so the bigger companies have a bigger impact on the index. So when the bigger companies like Microsoft and Apple and Amazon, the names, when they went up, they had an outsized positive impact on the S&P 500 index, while companies like Macy's or American Airlines, even though they went down a lot, they're so small in the S&P 500 index that they had almost no bearing on it. Okay, so when you have a dashboard, you understand things like this, and it helps you very quickly make sense of things. So I'll sum it up by saying this: it's great to have a very quick way to make sense of things, because what good is a portfolio if you can't stick with it? And if you're making a decision when you're nervous, or the market's rocky, or there's so much news coming at you, I can tune out a lot of news, just tune it all out, and just look at my dashboard. And that helps put things in perspective, and it keeps you invested, because it's not about timing the market, right? It's about time in the market. So that's my story for today. I hope you have a dashboard for yourself. If you want help putting together a dashboard, or if you want to know some of the important data points that I think should be on every investor's dashboard, you are welcome to hit me up. You can DM me. You can ask me in the comments. You can call me. You can email me, whatever you want. You can send me smoke signals. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll have more great content coming your way. Have a great day.